family and friends. I'm doing much better, and so it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate Murphy. All right. I'm gonna put it on in the background. It's like it's time to celebrate. I got over the hump last night. I got over the hump finally. Regarding, all right. Let's get my stereo on. I am celebrating. Finally, it's a week ago I received this Murphy from Pirates Press. It's been a torturous week for me, but it's time to celebrate the release of Murphy. I'm happy. And a big part of my happiness is knowing that it's okay with everyone. I've received lots of feedback from people, and everyone is fine with it. I've included some pictures at the beginning of the video to show where people, I love it when people send me pictures of them playing the album or their children holding the album on Facebook. I really appreciate that. And so I thought I'd share a couple of the pictures that I've received already. Murphy, I'm really proud of this music. Really happy with it, and there's something here for everyone. I'm also happy to share that a lot of news actually. I've already sold and made an edition of 250 copies of this, numbered. I have sold 115 already. So it's virtually half sold, halfway gone. I got up this morning and there's several more orders, including orders for some of my older albums, which always pleases me. So let me just do a recap. For those that don't know, I've been making records for a while, and a hobbyist, but actually a professional. Hobbyist because I've always worked a job, coming from a background where my parents said, make sure you have a job. My parents were musicians, and we were dirt frickin' poor, okay? So that tells you a lot. They said, get a real job. But I've always loved music, and since I was a little boy, I was fascinated with records and knew I wanted to make records. So I just want to recap my albums, my solo albums. I'm on several records, but my solo albums. Nice is the first one. This isn't the first one that I released on vinyl, but this is the first chronologically in my albums. I made this in the year 2000 with Nice. So it's the first album. Dereck number 2, cover painting by my sister Stephanie there in the middle there. That's an old picture of us when we were young. I did this one in an edition of black and orange. I did a half and half on this. This one is only an edition of 250 copies. 125 are in orange and 125 are in black. Just to recap, because new people are coming to my channel all the time, and some of you folks don't know about this part. I've been making music for a while. Murphy is the 8th album, is my 8th vinyl release. So the one that started it off for vinyl regarding the VC was this, Dereck 3. Once again, I thank Sequoia Flame and Man It's Been So Long, Wirtz DB71. But this was the one that started it all. And this one I also did in a black vinyl version. And I started off making records with Pirates Press. I was happy with I've been happy with their services. I have been. But when I first went to make these, I was going to make 250, and I got shorted. So I made black vinyl and I also made red vinyl. So this one is very collectible because they shorted me. I was supposed to have 100 red vinyls. There's only 80 of them. There's only 80. So if you have a red vinyl Dereck 3, there's only 80 of them that exist. So I'm celebrating Murphy. I'm finally ready to celebrate it, you know. Then I put out Sonospheres, and I did this in a real limited run of only 100 copies. Bless the man, I did this through Palomino Recording, record pressing, and the man has died since. His damn record press unfortunately blew up on him, killed him unfortunately. But to be honest, the pressing was inferior to the others. I took a chance on going with Palomino, and I'm sorry the man died, but the quality was inferior. But there's only 100 of these, and they're gone. Sonospheres. Then I followed it up with Sonospheres 2. Mostly ambient, and this one came out excuse me, in an edition of 300 copies. And it's all, well, I've got 1 or 2 copies for sale. They're not listed on my site. But I do have a couple of copies. And this came out not in black vinyl, but in green and then red. 150 of them are in green and 150 of them are in red. Okay. Excuse me. So there's Sonospheres. Then I released Indrima. I'm in this band called Indrima with Nick Fackler from Icky Blossoms. He's also a filmmaker. And this one was a nice deal because Nick also has a deal with Team Love Records. That's Connor Oberst of Bright Eyes. That's his label. So we did a deal with them. This is sold out. I did an edition in black vinyl and in purple vinyl. You might find a copy of this in the record stores around US and Europe, because I did actually get distribution for this one through Team Love, Indrima. Then I released Flyover, and I had it right here. Here. So I released Flyover. This, I just released this year in February. Extremely proud of this album. So in a way, Murphy is the son of Flyover. But here's Flyover. I did an edition of 500 copies of this. I've sold 300 of this so far. So I've got this for sale. And it's on splatter vinyl. No problems with the sound of the vinyl on this. That's why I was so at first disappointed with the swoosh sound, the slight swooshing sound on the Murphy. But I've heard from enough people, including the record company, that that's fully acceptable to everybody else, so that's fine with me. Okay, so Flyover, let me get this in here. I really thought that Flyover was going to be it for the year, that this was going to be my only release this year. So when the opportunity to do a fundraiser, and again, I did Murphy as a fundraiser. Thank you all for helping me to put out Murphy. I'll probably have to do that again. But when it was suggested, we'll try a fundraiser, and the fundraiser worked. Here we have Murphy. This is all me. Really happy to add Murphy to my discography. And that's just mainly my solo albums, you know. Yeah, I know I'm talking about me, but don't we all like talking about ourselves? But finally, yeah, I'm ready to celebrate Murphy. It's pretty much halfway sold out already, so, and the way my money goes, because you know, once the record's gone, it's gone. My whole focus is to try to get enough money to make the next one. I'm already thinking about the next album. It will be, I've got a lot of it recorded already. Not finished, but recorded. It won't be as beat oriented, but it will definitely be in a progression of what I've been doing with Flyover and Murphy. The next one will have more lyrical pieces on it, not all beat oriented. Thanks everyone. You know, also I want to thank all of you friends and family for your wonderful supportive comments. Thank you for understanding and being real and being patient with me for being human and just saying what's on my mind, you know. Political correctness just really is not effective. It may be effective in whoever's using it to get what they want, but I say it's not effective because it's set up this landscape that we live in that is totally based on fantasy, illusion, and lies. And I just prefer to just say what's really on my mind. So, Murphy, I've warmed up to it. I'm really, really happy with this. Looks great, sounds great. I love looking over and I love this music, but I love looking over and seeing that I'm listening to it on an album. I love that. One last thing I'll share. I got a very nice message last night from Joe Knapp, who is the leader of the band Sun Ambulance. Sun Ambulance are on the Saddle Creek Records label. Saddle Creek had a run of success starting in the 90s for Omaha with indie music, and Sun Ambulance was one of the bright artists. I was in the band for about a year or two, and we toured Europe and stuff. I never quit the band and I was never fired. It's just the way it goes with Sun Ambulance. They've had a lot of members. But Joe called me last night. They have a show coming up, and their current bass player can't make it. He asked me if I could play. I'm really thrilled. So I'm doing an upcoming gig with Sun Ambulance. They've recorded a new album, so I'll be learning the new songs. Anyway, fighting this seasonal depression. I'm glad I'm over the hump pretty much about my displeasure at first with the Murphy pressing. Again, I'm extremely pleased that the orders are coming in. You know, it really means a lot to me how many of you folks from overseas order the album, because you have to pay as much for the album to get it, to buy the album. You spend $20 on the album, and you got to spend basically $20 on postage. And you folks are ordering. I just got more orders in this morning. Thank you so much, folks. The music speaks for itself. It does. It does. If there's any way that I can tour next year, which is someone would have to help me, you know, financially, because I don't have a vehicle or anything. But if I could tour next year, this music, I would do it. You know, I'd like to bring the music to you. I'd like to meet more of you people.